Hey, it's Brendan here, and you might notice that I'm flying solo for this intro. Well, there's a pretty good reason for that. Susie was supposed to be here with me, but life threw us a pretty big curveball this week that relates directly to what we're talking about here. So what you're about to watch is a supercut of our 4-part series about what to bring and what not to bring to France or to Europe in general. Even if you've seen one of the earlier parts, this is remixed and recut in a way that gives you fresh context, and I think you'll still get value from it. And if you're new here, welcome. This is everything you need to know in one place. If you want to know what happened with Susie and why she's not here, stick around to the end or just jump there now using the timestamps if that's more your thing. But first, let's get into the good stuff. Okay, first of all, it is crucially important to bring any paperwork related to you and your life.
For example, your marriage certificate, birth certificate, your driver's license, things like that.
If you're grown up from the United States, you're like, why do I need my birth certificate? You will need it in France. You will need any marriage or divorce certificates. You will need birth certificates for any children. Of course, your partner will need these as well. You want to bring bank statements, any kind of records of investments that pertain to your tax status in France. That won't be an issue when you first land, but eventually you will need it. Don't forget diplomas, other certifications you have that relate to your professional life. Now here's a pro tip. Sometimes your documents are required to be translated into French, and you cannot do that yourself. You cannot use Google Translate or ChatGPT or your friend who teaches high school French. They must be done by a translator who is certified by a French court. It takes a little bit of time, although it's usually pretty quick service. There are a lot of these people around, and it does cost a bit of money. It's usually by paid. Some people charge by word count. It just depends. But they must be done by someone who has that French court seal of approval.
You should not bring a lot of cash. It's risky, it's unnecessary. There are lots of ATM machines everywhere in the city.
Ask your bank or credit card issuer for backup debit and credit cards and keep one copy in some safe place, not on you all the time. This helps in case you're robbed, although you'll probably want to cancel that number, but maybe your backup actually has a different number on it. It's also useful if there's a card you use all the time, those magnetic strips get worn out, maybe the chip goes bad. It's good to have a backup, and it'll save you from having things airmailed across an ocean. Do not bring oversized luggage to France. Most apartments are pretty small. Elevators, if they even exist, are tiny.
Sometimes it can only have 2 person in elevator, and you have to do belly to belly.
And you just don't really need some giant bag for traveling around within France or even just around Europe. In terms of traveling around locally or within Europe, have a small suitcase. Bring compact luggage, bring a really useful backpack, bring something that you can just put the essentials in. Don't bring your entire wardrobe. Bring enough to get you through the season that you're in.
In winter, bring your scarf. In summer, definitely your sunglasses.
But seasons as well as styles are very different here. Be sure to bring at least one favorite pair of jeans and a pair of very comfortable walking shoes.
If you can only bring one pair of shoes to Paris, make sure you bring your sneakers because you will walk a lot here.
Sizes can be a little bit tricky here. You will be able to fit yourself, but it'll take a little bit of adjusting. But of course, there are plenty of clothes. Clothes are bulky, they take up a ton of space, and most of the stuff you have, you can replace it here, often cheaper than you paid for back home.
Sportswear are very affordable in Decathlon, and daily clothes are very easy to find in any shopping mall, and it's very convenient to go to.
If you shop locally, you'll be able to blend in better, you'll save some time, and you'll save a lot of space and hassle when you're making the move.
One time, I have a former colleague ask me to bring a Chanel bag to her. And I remember that day, Brandon brought us a grocery bag so that in case we got any Chanel bags, we can just put the Chanel bag in a grocery bag so to bring it home with us. I think that's a great idea. And if you want to buy anything expensive, and I think you can consider to take grocery bags with you too.
You don't want to overpack. The metros and the trains and the airplanes, of course, are always tight on space, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to move through the crowds of people in the bigger cities if you just have your small little bag instead of some giant oversized American monstrosity. Learn how to downsize and adopt more of a minimalist approach, and you'll be a lot happier and your move will be a lot easier. Plus, you just made an international move. Treat yourself to some new clothes to go with the new you. If there are any medications you rely on, you want to bring a 3-month supply of them along with a doctor's prescription for everything. Be aware that certain medicines are a controlled substance in France, even if you have a prescription back home, and you just can't bring them in. There are lots of websites that tell you what you can and can't bring. You can also get online ahead of time for any medicines you take and search if they exist in France, what the brand name is, what you need to ask for at the local pharmacy, and if something that you take back home is not available in France under the same formulation, ask your doctor before you leave to do a little bit of research and recommend what you should transition to once you actually come to France.
Some basic medicines. For example, I'd like to show you this kind of single-use eye drops. It's somehow it's not very common here. If you like to use these kind of eye drops, you can bring it from your home country.
Bring travel sizes that'll get you just through the first week or so until you find a local pharmacy, start to learn the local brands, see what you like. Pharmacy culture is a real big thing in France. You'll find pharmacies everywhere. You'll find one that you like. That's also a thing. French people tend to really develop a relationship with their pharmacists. They get to know them. They're very loyal. We are loyal to the ones that are near us.
I know I use hot water bottles every winter, and I know Paris can be really, really cold in winter, so I brought them with me. But it turns out hot water bottles can be found in all pharmacies in Paris.
Go in, browse around, try a few things, figure out what you like, and pretty soon you'll have your own shelf of local brands that make you just as happy as what you left back home. Another pro tip is that some of the things you're used to finding at a pharmacy in the US are not sold in the pharmacy here. They may be prescription only. They will have different ingredients.
If you have a kid and this kind of stuff gonna be very useful when babies have fevers, you can just use one on their forehead. And even I use these when I have, for example, a Korean barbecues. I like to apply one on my head to stay cool. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff I never find in France. Hot pads. Make sure you put these on your clothes, not on your skin.
You will not find any US antiperspirants here in France. There are a lot of reasons for that, but one of them is that the chemicals used to make those antiperspirants that they sell in North America are typically banned. The effective chemical is banned for use in humans here, and that should tell you something. But you will find local substitutes for almost everything that works. It just may take a little bit of trial and error.
After a few months, when you get used to the climate, you can consider to switch to local products.
In terms of electronics, do bring any essential electronics that you need, like your laptops or cell phones or cameras.
The things you can't live without. For example, this year my laptop was broken. I have another one I can use. And later my phone was broken. I can use my husband's backup phone before my phone get fixed. And I was not so lucky this time when my glasses were broken by Jenny. So I had to glue my glasses together until I have time to get it fixed. So if you have an old phone, old laptop, old glasses, please bring them with you because it could be, handy to you someday. Power strips. Nowadays, everybody has so many devices. A few adapters and some extension cords will make your life so much easier.
A power strip like this is absolutely awesome and it will save your gear. It has a French plug on the end and then a circuit breaker on the actual socket side to protect your gear in case there's a power surge. But the sockets themselves are universal. You can plug in things from North America, the UK, the rest of the EU, from Asia, etc. And the best ones also have USB plugs, so you can use the USB connection instead of the actual wall plug to charge your stuff. Now, as far as power adapters like you use for travel, definitely bring a few of those. Make sure you get good quality ones, and those are kind of expensive. They're about $25 or pounds or euros anywhere I've traveled for the really good ones that have a little circuit breaker in there and protect your stuff in case you get some kind of strange power at a hotel or Airbnb. But don't use them all day, every day. Modern cell phones and laptops have a power transformer built in. That's actually what that big brick is. It's transforming the power to make sure that it's consistent going to your device. So most of the time you just need an EU-friendly plug or an adapter for that power block and you'll be good to go. Unless you have a specialty item you can't live without, don't bring large kitchen gadgets.
For example, air fryer, pressure cooker, or coffee maker.
EU voltage is different than the US, and even if it's the same, such as in China, you still need an adapter to make it work, and it's not really considered safe to use adapters for something that draws a lot of power.
Smart gadgets, for example, like this stuff, the home monitor or smart thermometers. Unless you want to hack in a system to change the setups, if you have the time and you really want to do that, I don't want to. But if you want to, you can try. I would suggest you not to bring this kind of stuff to Europe because these are also affordable here too.
You can probably find a local version of what you want right here, either on Amazon.fr or in one of the many shops and boutiques. I've heard of some people actually bringing furniture or having it shipped from overseas, and I can understand that. Maybe you have some piece from your grandmother that means a lot to you, but generally speaking, moving furniture is a hassle in the best of circumstances, and you just don't need it. There's all kinds of cool furniture here waiting for you to pick up secondhand at a swap meet or yard sale. Don't do it.
Everyday items like dishes, towels, pillows. For example, French people don't use rectangular pillows. You can also even order rectangular pillows from Amazon.
Now, if you're a book lover like me, this one is a little hard to be comfortable with, but don't bring a ton of books. Unless it's something rare or very special and meaningful to you personally, you can most likely find a replacement here. Books are heavy, they take up a ton of space, they weigh a ton, and it's just not really worth it. Now, other than books, I'm a big believer in minimalism, but it's still understandable that you're going to want to bring a few small comfort items from home, special little keepsakes, mementos, things that mean a lot to you that you just really can't imagine not having on your nightstand or on the shelf in your office. That's okay, but make sure that you check to make sure that the item you want to bring is not somehow restricted or banned by France.
I will read this list for you. For example, meat and meat products, certain controlled substances, large amounts of supplements, more than 3 months worth of a prescription medicine without a doctor's notes, liquids over 100 ml in your carry-on. And if you carry over 10k euro worth of cash, you must declare it.
In terms of food, everyone has things they think they can't live without, whether it's an ultra hot sauce like me or some kind of a spice.
Honestly, the nuts I bought here sometimes taste a little strange.
So it's usually okay to bring a small amount of specialty food items, but again, you want to check online and make sure that the item you want to bring is not banned in France for some reason, and you never know. You might be surprised at some things that are banned.
Maybe because EU has more strict rules on preservatives. That's ironic. We move here for better quality food, but now we want preservatives from back home. And I like to tell you that these macadamia nuts are the ones we really like from Sam's Club in Beijing. So we got lots of these stuff, and these are the only a few left now. And we can't buy anything similar to this here. So we love this with preservatives.
And only bring it in reasonable amounts. Don't roll up with a suitcase full of flaming hot Cheetos. You just don't need to do that, and they're awesome local snacks.
If you like fresh tea, remember to bring it with you, because you can just easily find fresh seasonal tea leaves here. It's convenient to get Chinese food, snacks, condiments in the Chinese market here. So, and plus you want to enjoy the local food.
This is France. The food is amazing.
To be honest, our baby strollers are just too big, too bulky, and it's convenient to use that outside of Paris. But whenever we go into the city to visit our friends, for example, we went for a dinner at our friend's Shaka's place, and he has to carry the stroller up to their apartment. I have to carry Jenny in the elevator. If you have a stroller much smaller, I recommend you definitely bringing the smaller ones.
The overall piece of advice I can give you is don't bring anything that you do not absolutely need. Minimalism is your friend. Any kind of a move such as this, you're going to change from living here. You're going to want different things, and you'll figure out new ways to do things that you used to do and you still want to do back home. You'll adapt, and that's part of becoming part of the culture.
Of course, everyone's needs are different, so think about what's essential for you. And let us know in the comments, what's one thing you always bring with you when you travel? We'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks for watching, and a bientôt. Bye-bye.
All right, I hope that was genuinely helpful for you. If you enjoyed this but you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. We've got some pretty incredible content coming up and we're super excited to share it with you. First up, we have a brand new series on learning French in France. We're covering in-person options, online options, hybrid options, and the logistics of making it all work whether you're in Paris, Lyon, Marseille, or anywhere else in the country. Now, as promised, let me tell you what happened with Susie. She finally got a formal job offer, and this is awesome. It's also a process that has been 3 months in the making, and the actual offer and notice that, hey, you need to travel to London came with very little notice. She knew that it was in the cards to go train in London for a week, but when she was going to go was totally up in the air, and she literally got her train ticket from the company the day she traveled, about 4 hours before she had to get on the Eurostar. Didn't even have a hotel or Airbnb at the time that she headed to the Eurostar. Totally crazy, which threw our home life schedule up in the air, and which meant I didn't have time to do the edit that you just now saw until today. So what's the job? Well, what I can tell you is that it is with a major Chinese corporation, one of the absolute biggest in the world, and it is working at one of their digital data centers here in the Paris region. And here's the thing, we're going to be documenting her entire job search journey right here on the channel. She's been working with France Travail, the French employment office. Before this job offer came along, she also got her vendor license as an auto entrepreneur to sell things at the open markets. And like I said, she's documenting all of this. So when she's back next week, we will be shooting even more video talking about her experience in London, her first week of work, and we will put all this together and start a whole series on finding a job and what it's like and how you can do it too. And one more thing that I'm really excited about is that tomorrow I'm interviewing Alex from Alex Does France for our interview series. He and his family landed here just about a month ago, and the YouTube channel that he started really just for fun is kind of taking off, and you can find that linked in the description below. We connected here on YouTube, I tracked him down on Instagram, we started chatting, and now I feel like we've both found a new friend here in France, which is kind of awesome. Keep an eye out for it. I think it's going to be a good one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.